Going forward, the supervisory observation and the quarterly review document have both been combined into one single document. And hopefully this will provide more relevant feedback to you, and it will also be easier to manage for the faculty managers. You'll receive this about week 3 each quarter, and the information it contains is pretty similar to what these documents used to contain, but now it's just combined into one. So it's going to be numbers from the previous quarter, such as retention and success rates, and then also my observations from checking in on your classes throughout the quarter. So let's take a look at the form. At the top, you'll find all your numbers, the statistics from the past quarter. It's broken down per section, and you'll see first how many students were enrolled, how many were retained, and how many passed, which we're calculating passed as they received an A, a B, or a C. And then over here would just be the retention rate based on these numbers for each of your classes. And the 3-year average is for online classes only of this particular class only. So out of the past 3 years, all online sections of Math 0950, this was the average retention of all of those courses. And similarly here, for all Math 0950 online classes, the average of how many students passed each term is 79%. So you can see how your pass rate compares to the long-term 3-year average for the college. And then at the end is information from your course surveys that students take about your course. First, it's just how many students actually responded. And then, well, what did they rate you as the instructor? This stands for satisfaction rate. So for just the instructor questions on the survey, not looking at the questions that students answer about the course or the book, but questions about their instructor, what was your rating you received? And then these numbers will always be the same because it's the online average. For all the student surveys we got back for all online courses, the average was a 4.45 instructor rating. So again, you can compare how you did to the online average. And then at the bottom is a total row, which will just combine all of your classes together so you can get a summarized view of your stats for the quarter. Below your numbers, you'll see your quarterly observation scores, and these are from the official supervisory observation that I do throughout the term. You'll usually just have one row. Occasionally, you might have 2 if I do 2 official observations or if someone else does an official observation. I'm looking at these areas and rating on a 1, 2, and 3 scale. 1 means needs improvement, and for any item that receives a 1, you probably have already heard from me throughout the term about something that needs addressing. So 1 shouldn't be any surprise. It's probably something we already talked about. 2s will be very common for meeting all job expectations and doing all that we ask. And 3s are going to be rare. If you really go above and beyond what's expected, then you'll receive a 3. Over here is a running total of how many in-services you've completed and professional growth. So every time you turn something in or complete an activity, these numbers will go up each term. And then this is just a yes, no, did you have your course set up and ready at the start of the term. And then going down, it is a box called Quarterly Observation Feedback. And every time I check into your course throughout the term, I'll put a little note in here just on anything I noticed, what I saw, just make a little note that I've been in the class, I've checked some things out. And so you can see all the feedback, kind of get an idea of the things I've looked at throughout the term. And hopefully this feedback will be relevant for you and useful, and you can apply it then to the upcoming quarter to make any adjustments or changes or keep doing the great things you're doing. So in DocuSign, there'll be a place for you to sign and date. If you want to contest anything on here or you have questions about anything before you sign and date, just reach out to me via email or give me a call. We can have that conversation, and then we can adjust this document, and I can resend it through DocuSign if there are any changes that need to be made. There are some guidelines down here on page 2, just to kind of give you an idea of all the things I'm looking for when I do check into your course. But all the new information, all the feedback from the previous quarter is contained on a single page. Page 1 will have your stats, your supervisory observation scores, and then all my comments from checking in on your class throughout the term.